Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Global Finals 2023 General Team Manager video. In this video, we're going to talk about information every team will need to know regardless of your team challenge. We're so glad to have you here. I'm Amanda Potter, and I'm one of the tournament directors.
And I'm Erica Begun-Veenstra. I'm the other tournament director. We're thrilled to welcome you and your team to this year's Global Finals tournament. Before we dive into tournament details, I would like to take a moment to recognize and thank all of you, the team managers. I know that time spent with your teams has been incredibly important, and you have a direct and positive impact on each and every one of your team members. You've helped them become more confident, creative, and independent, and the lessons and skills you've helped them learn will continue to serve them well throughout their lives. Thank you for everything you've done for your teams. They couldn't be here this week without you.
At this year's Global Finals tournament, we're taking safety very seriously. There's a lot of information on our website on the health and safety page that you'll want to review closely, but there are a few things we want to highlight for you here. If there isn't an emergency on site, please call the command center number instead of 911. The command center is connected to 911, and they can make sure any vehicles or other assistance gets where it's needed faster than a call to 911. The command center number is 816-278-1420. Based on the current CDC recommendations regarding masking and COVID-19, Global Finals is a mask optional event. Teams will not be required to mask during their team challenge presentations or during instant challenge. However, you are encouraged to mask at any time, including your team and instant challenge presentations if you like. We want your team to take the precautions that make you feel safest during the event. If your team members choose to wear a mask during your team challenge presentation, be sure to check out the site-specific restrictions page of the website for some guidelines to help your team prepare. Global Finals is a limited access event. Only individuals with valid credentials will be allowed into the venue. Please ensure all of your team members, team managers, and team supporters are registered for the event. We have bag check stations at every entrance point. Sometimes the lines for these can get long, so plan accordingly. Be sure to check our clear bag policy for our welcome ceremony and closing celebration. You can find it on the website on the Health and Safety tab.
Prop storage will be located in Bartle Hall, which is on the 3rd floor of the Kansas City Convention Center. Prop storage closes every night at 9 p.m. On Tuesday, the entire KCCC, including prop storage, will close at 3 p.m. No one will be allowed into the building at that point. Any remaining items left in Bartle Hall will be sent to Lost and Found or disposed of after that time. If you suspect that an item has been sent to Lost and Found, you will need to call the number we've given you in the team manager letter in order to retrieve your items. Prop storage gets really busy. Please make sure the aisles between the booths stay clear throughout the entire event. Not only do we want to avoid tripping hazards, but we also want to make sure that teams have plenty of room to move in and out of their booths in order to get to their presentation sites on time. Also, please make sure not to attach pins or anything else to the curtains between the booths. Please be sure to review your team manager letter for specifics about traffic flow. In your letter, you will find a map showing the basic tournament flow for your site. Please review this before the day of your presentation so you and your team members are aware of where you are supposed to be. The basic version is that 1 hour before your presentation time, your team will begin moving everything they need for their presentation over to the elevators and escalators, or out of prop storage if your site is on the 3rd floor. Note that prop storage officials will not alert your team when it is time to start moving from prop storage. This is your responsibility and that of your team supporters. Your team will have about 20 minutes to move to the elevators, escalators, or out of prop storage. Your team should move down the elevators and escalators or down the hall to the pre-prep area. The pre-prep area is basically just a landing space to put your team's props while you're moving them from the prop storage area. Your pre-prep area appraiser will also check to make sure that your team's forms are complete. In the next 20 minutes, you move to the prep area and complete the check-in process as you have at other tournaments this year. Then it's time for the presentation. After your team's team challenge presentation, you will move directly to the instant challenge portion of the tournament. You will have about 20 minutes to move from your presentation site to the instant challenge prop drop area assigned to your challenge and level. This is a place where you can leave your things, such as props, costumes, parents, while you're doing your instant challenge. The instant challenge prep appraiser will meet your team in the prop drop area and get you ready to go into the challenge room. Note, you will not have a lot of time to remove costumes and makeup, but any costumes that might interfere with your instant challenge should be left in the instant challenge prop drop area. Your team should plan ahead of time for very quick changes out of costumes. After your instant challenge experience is complete, you should move your props and costumes out of the prop drop area and back to your booth space in Bartle Hall. Dumpsters will be available starting Sunday. Remember, there must be adults present and supervising any team members who are disposing of props in the dumpsters.
There are just a few more things we want to tell you about before we wrap this video up. Please make sure your team completes all of your online forms before you arrive in the pre-prep area. This will help your site run on time, which means that neither your team nor the appraisers will feel rushed during the presentation time. If your team participated in the pre-tournament check, you should have received feedback from the pre-tournament prep appraiser. If your team did not participate in the pre-tournament check, there's still time to complete your forms. Please note that if your team is still in the red unsubmitted state or the orange resubmit state, you can still make changes to your online forms. If your team needs to make changes and your forms are in the blue pre-check state, please send a message to your appraisal team through the resource area messaging system. The appraisers can change the status of your forms so that you can edit them again before the event. If your team needs Wi-Fi for your team challenge presentation, you are welcome to use the public network at the KCCC. Please use the network DI Globals with the password finals23 with a capital F. The sizes of the presentation sites vary, but you can expect to have at least a 24-foot by 24-foot space in which to present, depending on your site. Your team can use any available space to present your solution. Remember, you don't have to face the appraiser's table. They will move to see you. So your team can present right to the audience without worrying that the appraisers will miss something. All presentation sites will have short napped carpet and very tall ceilings. Your team should plan to move all props and other presentation items through a standard size doorway to access all tournament areas.
We wish you the best of luck at the tournament. Please remember, it's not all about competing. We're all on the same team together. Team managers, international challenge masters, appraisers, parents. And we must all work together to make sure the kids have a wonderful time. We can't wait to see how this week is going to turn out. Thank you so much for joining us.